back to my channel. So this is usually not how I normally do my little introduction to the Halloween series, but I wanted to come on here and talk to you for a little second. So y'all, this look almost didn't make it. It was this close. And I also probably shouldn't be doing this look, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's because I was super pumped about Halloween. This whole series has been so much fun to film. So I was like, I gotta give the people what they want. I gotta give it to them. And so, if anybody follows my Instagram, you know I had an allergic reaction. It's not right here. My acne did start to flare up after I was using this specific medicine. I was taking, I can't remember the name of the pills, but I was taking pills, and my doctor wanted me to up my dosage. Well, that told my acne off. It had me looking crazy, like all of this is worse than it was before. And it's a diuretic, so that basically means it makes you pee a lot, and it's really easy for you to get dehydrated. And I was drinking a ton of water, but I was still not hydrated like I should be. So I was having 2 and 3 muscle spasms every night before I went to sleep. So I was like, no, I gotta get this, has to be fixed. And so I went to the doctor, and the day before I went to the doctor, I broke out all over my neck. I bet you can't see it now, but I'm gonna insert pictures right now. But I broke out all over my neck, and it would kind of like went from here all the way down to here, and my face was kind of tingly. My face wasn't real broke out in hives, but my neck, like all of this was broken. It was like a big red thing. You gonna see in the pictures that I'm inserting. But it was all bad, and up until yesterday, my face was burning, itching, whatever. And I woke up this morning feeling immaculate. I got some cream and stuff that my dermatologist gave me, so I still didn't think this look was gonna happen this morning. But I woke up and I went to work, and the whole day my skin was not itching, wasn't tingling, wasn't burning. So I was like, I'm gonna get the people what they want. And I probably shouldn't be doing this because it's still like, it's like still freshly whatever, but I put the cream on this morning. It's not itching or tingling, and I'm really pumped for this look. So I'm gonna do it. So without further ado, watch my intro. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're wondering where the heck I'm at, I'm in my living room. I'm not in my normal studio area. Not really a studio, it's kind of my room, the corner of my room. Either way, I'm not there, and that's because it was easier to take pictures downstairs. So if you want to see how I achieved this Wicked Witch of the West looking Halloween look, then you just keep watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy Halloween! So I'm gonna start with my normal foundation routine. I do the same thing every time I do it. So I'm gonna start with the Hydro Grip Primer. So this next step I normally don't do unless I'm just really broke out a lot, or I'm trying to do like a face paint like I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna go in with this LA Girl green color corrector, and I just put that on everywhere that's red. Green corrects the red, orange corrects dark spots, and I believe purple and pink help with dullness. I'm not really sure about those other two. So I'm just gonna do that and just blend it out. And then after that, I'm gonna use the Uoma Beauty concealer in the shade T1 in Honey Honey, and I'm just gonna go over that just because I just don't want that to blend in with the green, to blend in with my foundation. I guess at this point, since my face is going to be green, it wouldn't really make that big of a difference. But if you do decide to color correct using your regular foundation routine, especially if you are of a lighter skin complexion, I'm not sure on the deeper shades how the green would blend in with the foundation without concealer, because that's not my shade range. But I would assume it wouldn't mix in and cause your foundation to be like a weird green color. But in my experience, that's what it does unless I put concealer on top. So then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Uoma Beauty in the same shade as the concealer and the T1N Honey Honey. I'm just going to go in with that and just dab it everywhere, and then just get my fluffy brush from e.l.f. I believe it's called the foundation brush. I'll just link it below. I'm not sure the name of it. And this continue to blend. And I don't think I've ever recalled letting you all know this in my foundation routines. But whenever you are blending with a sponge, it's not wise to always just wipe everywhere. I am wiping in some places, but for the most part, I'm just tapping on my face. So I'm going to go in with this Maybelline foundation powder. And that's just to kind of set my face so it won't be super shiny, since I'm going to be adding that green cream-based face paint all on my face anyway. So I don't want it to be super cakey. So I just add powder on top of this. And then so I'm also going to go in with the Morphe setting spray. It's white because that is the mattifying setting spray. And honestly, I'm not really a fan. It's just because of the way it sprays. I love the smell. It has like a cucumber scent or whatever. But it just sprays like really bad. I think it may be because it's caked up on the nozzle. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go in with the face paint off. I got it off Amazon. It's called CCbeauty face paint. And I'm going to go with that green and just dab it everywhere, just so I can go ahead and blend as much as possible. And I believe I didn't do this with the Genie look, but I do think that laying down foundation really helps the application of the face paint to be a lot smoother. I only did it like this because when watching Patrickstarr's version, he did this. But I don't remember him doing that with the Genie. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look. But it really did help. The application was a lot smoother than it was with the Genie. When I tell y'all I was blending my life away with that Genie one, I feel like I was blending for hours because it just kept coming up. That's another thing. If you're going to do Halloween looks, do not use cream unless you just a master at cream products. Because it seemed like, and maybe it's because this is the cheaper version. I didn't buy the Makeup Forever one or any of the other more high priced ones because I just wasn't going to do that. But I've been watching Aaliyah J's Halloween series for a long time. And so she uses, I think it's called Muron or something like that. Their face paint, which is activated by water. I recommend that because it's less messy. Which I got what I was going for out of the look, but I just didn't like how shiny it looked. So if you don't mind the shine and you can really work well with cream products, by all means, do you, boo. But I know next year I ain't gonna do it. So I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go ahead and link it below just so you can find it easier, and use that top right green color. And I just use that to try to go ahead and cut down on some shine. And it kind of helped a little bit, but I was using a lot of flash when I took pictures, so it really didn't seem like it helped at all. But I think maybe I needed a different brush. I'm not sure. This is a Real Techniques brush. Or maybe I just needed to add a ton more. I'm not sure, but it didn't look bad. Like I said, y'all saw the finished look at the beginning. You're going to see it at the end. But I'm just trying to do that to set the face so it won't be so shiny. And then I'm going to go back in the face paint palette and I'm going to use the yellow as concealer. And a lot of people may wonder, why yellow and not white like the blue? Well, if you think about the composition of the color green and the different undertones and colors that you can use in green and how they come out, you know, think about the colors that make green. And yellow is included in one of those colors. So it's easier. I would advise when you're doing face paint, conceal in a color that, if it's a color that is made by two colors, conceal in the color that is lighter of the two colors that makes that color. If that makes sense, because as I'm saying it, it kind of is really a mess as I'm trying to explain it. But basically, green inherently has yellow undertones. You may not see it, but when you use yellow, it really brings out the yellow undertones in the green that's already there. So if that didn't make sense, you'll see as I'm blending it how it comes together. Now I did add a little bit of white. Not gonna lie, I added white too. But it's just because I wanted it to be yellow, but I also wanted it to be a lighter yellow, not super like banana yellow, maybe like a pale yellow. So I had to add white in there to give the look that I was going for, but you'll see that soon. And if you ever see me going back and forth and with the foundation brush and just kind of going around the area that's concealed, every time you conceal, even if you're doing a regular foundation look, you always want to blend out the edges of the concealer so it doesn't look like a huge sharp triangle and all of that. So you want it to be brighter under your eye, but you want it to blend cohesively with the other parts of your face. So that's the reason why you're going to see me a bunch of times going back and forth with the foundation brush, just because I want to blend the green into the yellow so it'll just kind of blend well. And you'll see a gradient of the yellow, green, and then the black later on that you're going to see. Okay, so I'm going to go into this white, as you can see, and then add that back under my eye, like I previously said, white, and then I'm going to blend that out. And then again, I'm also going to add yellow a little bit back. And you're gonna kind of understand why. And for me, I think it's because I honestly don't want to say and deter you guys from using cream products. I truly just think that because I was cheap, and I didn't want to spend $45, $100 or whatever on face paint I'm only going to use once a year. I just feel like it was going to be a waste of money. So it may be the quality of the product. So I can say cream-based face paint is awful and terrible, but that really wouldn't be a good assessment of cream-based things, since I've only used this one brand. And to cream-based products defense, this joker was $19.99. So that's the reason why I bought it, because it was about $20, $30 cheaper than the cheap version of the good face paint. And then it was dumb lower than the $99 one that Makeup Forever wanted to sell. So that's why. If you want to spend that much money, more power to you. Do you, sis? But I was not going to do it. So like I said, I have to keep adding these things because it's not giving me the look I want. And rather than, if you're noticing on your face when you're doing face paint or anything, really any type of foundation routine, if you're noticing if you're using cream products and you notice that it is not building like you want it to, just gradually add it. You don't want to cake it on there because it's gonna look a mess. So if you're wondering why I'm contouring with that black, it has nothing to do with it has nothing, in my opinion, to do with really undertones. One, I didn't have a darker green in that palette, and I just really thought that I wanted a super defined contour. And normally when you're contouring, there's a big difference between contouring and bronzing, just in case no one knew. Contouring is grays, shadows, different things like that. It has more gray undertones. Bronzing has brown, kind of sometimes yellowy undertones. So there's a big difference. One darkens and one just adds a sun-kissed look. So when we're contouring, especially on Halloween looks, we want it very gray, very dramatic, all that and above. So I use black, and later you're going to see I'm going to go into an eyeshadow palette and use a dark green, almost hunter green, and that also had gray undertones in it. So just like you always do your foundation routine, when you do cream concealer, if you do that, you just add it on all the concealing spots. It depends on your face shape to where you conceal. Based on my face shape, you always conceal on your forehead. You always conceal on your cheek where your jawline is. You always conceal those areas and under your jaw. But it really just all depends on how your face is shaped and where you start the concealer and end it. Excuse me, not the concealer. I'm crying. Where you start the contour and end it. So my face is this shape. So if your face is not this shape, you more than likely won't be able to, why do I keep wanting to say conceal? Contour at those areas. But do you see like the definition where the contour is? And I haven't even added the powder yet. So I was realizing that the concealer wasn't building and blending the way I wanted to. It would have saved me a lot of time. And if I just remembered my foundation routine, I always let my concealer sit so that it'll blend out better. So I advise you to go ahead and do that as well when you're doing any type of look like this. If you put concealer on, just let it sit, go do your contour, do everything else that you need to do that you can do while your concealer is sitting there, and just come back and blend. So I'm going to go in with this James Charles palette. And like I was telling you, I'm going to go ahead and go into that yellow. And think of this as setting powder, translucent setting powder, whatever. And translucent, for those who don't know, not to say that in a condescending way, but you know how a lot of people misuse the word nude? A lot of people misunderstand what translucent means. Translucent does not mean ghostly white. Translucent is specifically catered to your skin tone. Whatever is translucent for your skin tone is what it is. So there's some companies that have translucent powder in deep shades. I wouldn't be able to use translucent powder in a deeper shade because that just don't work for me. So you see here, I'm going into that Juvia's Place palette again. And I'm going to use that darker green. And to me, maybe it looked like it was having gray undertones. And maybe it's just because I had black underneath. And that's really a good way to make sure you have gray undertones, even if the product you're using does not. Because you'll always be able to go back to that black and you'll be just fine. It'll always have the gray that you're looking for. And so I wanted to set it a little bit better than it was being set with that brush. So I just went in with the Morphe sponge and did that. Let me tell you, I've had so much trouble with them doggone Real Technique sponges. I keep talking about it every time and I keep purchasing them thinking that I'm just not using it right. Or maybe it's the products, or maybe it's the sponge, or maybe it's a combination of both. But I put that dang on thing there and every time it picked up the product, especially on my forehead, it picks up the products really bad. I couldn't tell on my under eye, but for sure on my forehead. And I don't know, maybe, like I said, I'm gonna quit buying them, but I'm gonna keep working with the ones I got just to really see if they're really that bad. I'm not trying to dog them out, but Lord, it just wasn't working for me at all. So I'm gonna go into the black, and then I'm just gonna try, because that cream just kept blending out on my nose. I know y'all see me add that black cream on my nose to contour, and it just wasn't doing it for me. I'm like, why does this keep blending out? There go another reason why I'm not here for okay, I'm not gonna dog out their products. Maybe I'm just not using it right, but if you know, you know. But yeah, so I'm just going back in with that yellow and kind of just highlighting in the middle of my nose. So I'm gonna go in with the Morphe eyeshadow primer, and I would just recommend this, especially since I'm using eyeshadow that's very close to the green color. And my goal wasn't to use to have the eyeshadow looking or have a really bold look. Maybe next time I'll do some black or something. That would be really cute if you can do black as a crease color and then do some like really dramatic glitter. I just didn't want to do that. So I was in that Morphe palette as my transition color. I was using yellow. I just felt like it was only right because my undertones were yellow with the concealer. So in that same Morphe palette, that James Charles Morphe palette, I went into that a darker green and then just began darkening up my crease. This is what I usually always do. I go for the 3 eyeshadow method. It's super easy. You have a transition, a darker, and then you just go from there. And then I use this brush with no product on there just to blend it. Literally, you guys, I just want to let you know, don't be afraid of color. Because literally, using color on my face is the exact same thing as using foundation and doing my foundation routine. It's all the same. And so I'm going to use this flat brush and go in with that metallic looking green on the James Charles palette. And that one is darker. I wanted to kind of do like a reverse ombre situation. So using the darker looking chrome green on my inner eyelid. And then I'm going in after this, I'm going to go in with the lighter one on that Fierce by Nature palette. Now I know the way y'all see the way I'm holding these two palettes together. Was it hard? It wasn't hard, but my wrist definitely was aching. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, that's beside the point. So I kind of wanted to add that ombre effect to my eyelids. So I'm going in with this NYX micro brow pencil, and it's black because I just feel like when I'm doing these Halloween looks, I want my I'm crying, not eyeshadow. I want my eyebrow to be bold. My face is bold, everything is bold. My eyebrows are not black, but that's okay because my face is not green. My skin tone ain't green either, so mind your business, sis. Anyways, and I know y'all seen me drawing that caterpillar showing out. So I just went and took that foundation brush I was using for the green and just kind of wipe all that off a little bit and blend it better. So it is time to take all this off, and I bet you're wondering, why is that big piece of your skin showing? It's okay because I got a silk press and I'm gonna wear this joker out. I don't care if it's frizzy, it's raining in Lil Rack and all of that, but it's okay because I'm going to wear a hat. You know, witches wear hats. I'm cool with all of that. So I'm just parting it a little bit and just brushing it. It doesn't really have to be neat on the top because, I mean, it's gonna be a hat on my head. I just need the bottom to look good. So I'm outlining my lip with this NYX lip liner, the matte lip liner in the shade black. I believe it's called Alien, but it's a black shade. How fitting. It is Halloween and it's called Alien. Okay, I'm done being corny. Anyways, so I just do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the yellow from the palette. I'm going to add that there. And like I said, I don't want my lips to be like bright yellow. I'm just working with more than one shade so it can become, I really didn't know what I was going for, if I'm going to be honest. I just kept adding the two white and yellow until I just felt like I was satisfied with what I had going on. I can't tell you what exactly I was doing. Oh, I added green too. So I was mixing yellow, green, white together just because I was really trying to figure out what I was looking for, and I wasn't looking for that either. The black just wasn't bold enough for me with that. So that's why I took this MAC liquid matte lipstick and just added that on the outside because I wanted the black to be super bold. I wanted it to be well known. I didn't want it to look like it wasn't there. I wanted it to be like, boom, here you go, black. So I changed locations, went downstairs so I have more room to take pictures later on. And so because I'm taking pictures and it's only right that I go ahead and kind of add a little bit of the residue foundation on my hand. But yeah, so I'm just going to finish this look. I was trying to get this cheap hat to work that I bought from Spirit of Halloween. But yeah, you guys, that's the last of the look. I'm done. Thank you for watching.